The IPL is over and we have an orange cap for the best batter, a purple cap for the best bowler. And I sometimes think we should have a thinking cap for the best coach in the IPL. And if there was a thinking cap this year, my prize would go to Ricky Ponting. I think Ponting is an amazing guy who's done some great work with several teams. But there's a lesson that we can all learn from Ponting, which has very little to do with managing a cricket team. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chai with Pai, our series of videos where I share simple lessons and stories which can help each of us become just a little bit better. Story goes that in December 22, Ricky Ponting was a commentator on air when West Indies were playing Australia in Perth. Even while he was calling the game, Ponting felt a sudden pain in his chest and he felt a little dizzy, and he did the usual stuff, stretched a bit, stretched his arms, but continued to call the game and continued to be on air. But when he finished his stint, he was going down the stairs when he saw his friend and fellow commentator Justin Langer. And he told Langer that he was feeling bad. He said that he felt a funny uneasiness, he felt some pain, he felt dizzy. And as it happened, one of the producers was listening in too, and both Langer and the producer immediately arranged for an ambulance, called the hospitals, rushed Ricky Ponting to a hospital where he was quickly attended to. They did a series of checks and of course certified that he was fine. So fine, in fact, that Ponting was back on air the next day, continuing to do his job as a commentator. Now you might wonder, so what's the big deal? There was no problem. What was Ponting fussing about? But here's the big deal. I think it's important for all of us to learn to be a bit like Ponting. If you have a problem, talk about it. Share your concerns. I think we all try and be these macho people who don't have a problem and don't want to talk about it. But when Ponting, who was I think 47 at that time, knew that there's a problem, he decided to do something. And because he spoke about it, they took him to a hospital, they got him attended to, and thankfully, there was no problem. I think there's a message in there for all of us. We need to be a bit like Ponting. If you have a problem, talk about it. Truly, courage means being able to talk about your problems, about your concerns. But here's the better part of it. Not only should you be a Ponting, I think we should also be a bit of a Langer. If someone tells you there's a problem, do something about it. If someone tells you they've had a bit of a pain in the chest, don't tell them, go to a doctor. Take them to a doctor and take them fast. I think we all need to be a bit like Ponting and a bit like Langer. The good news is we all have a Langer around us, a friend who's waiting to help us. But the problem is we don't always tell him there's a problem. Oh, come on. Be a Ponting. Learn from a man who's, I think, changing the fortunes of teams in the IPL. But more important, he could change our lives too. If you have a problem, talk about it. That's all in this week's edition of Chai with Pai. Until next time, enjoy your chai. And yes, watch out for that niggle.